Welcome to Hot Ones. I'm your host, Sean Evans.
Abby and Kat were born in 1997 and became best friends when they were 6. Grew up together and started a band and bonded over music ever since. 20 years later, they are all grown up and spend their free time analyzing lyrics. Now here they are talking all about their Lord and Savior, Dr. Taylor Allison Swift. Taylor, if you're listening, we love you.
Hey.
Hi.
Oh, welcome to Swift Lore Podcast, where we dive into the lyrics and lore of our Lord and Savior, Dr. Taylor Allison Swift.
Absolutely, that's why we're here.
I am Kat.
I am Abby.
And if you can't tell our voices apart, you're not alone.
Yeah.
We did an Instagram post a while back being like, who's who? Because nobody knows.
And I think the more time we spend together, the more we also blend and sound the same.
Yeah.
So there's that.
It's okay. If you confuse us, that's fine. We're the same-ish person anyways.
True. We're
Close
just,
enough.
We're just a blob at this point. So Kat took me to a smash room.
I did.
We had the best time.
Smashed things. The first song on our playlist was, of course, The Smallest Man Who Ever Lived. We posted the video on our TikTok. We smashed a car windshield to the beat of the bridge, and it was everything.
It sure was. It was amazing. Also, my scrunchie fell out at one point.
And then I was like hitting stuff, and I was like, why is there a scrunchie? That doesn't seem like a break room thing. And then I looked up, and I was like, why is Abby's hair down? And I did not connect the two dots for several minutes.
Like neither
I had all the
noticed.
pieces of the puzzle in my hands, and I was just not locking them together.
Oh gosh, it was so fun though. Also such a workout. Honestly, it was very tiring.
Yeah, the place we were at, like, they should have been blasting their AC, and they simply were not.
We're not. We
And
were very
we were
hot.
wearing like full like boiler suits, plastic gloves with real gloves over them,
Yep.
glasses, face shield.
It was hot in there. And it was so much fun though. But then afterwards, we took off the jumpsuits and we were like, wow, I've never been grosser in my entire
Yeah,
life.
and then we went to a comedy show afterwards, which was so good. Gareth
was so
Reynolds,
good.
shout out.
Thank you, Gareth.
It was a sleigh.
So, yeah, that was the one thing that I wanted to talk about. Oh, the Patreon launches tomorrow.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Hello tomorrow. So thank you in advance for joining the Patreon.
There's going to be lots of good stuff in there. We're getting ready for it now, as in, like, future me is going to be getting ready for it because I currently still have not, like, converted notes files and things like that. But
It's fine. It's going to have our notes. We're going to have like special content depending on what tier you're on. You get like a little sticker or a postcard or a poster, also depending on the tier.
you'll get all the announcements first.
Yeah. And there's going to be a group chat for all Patreon members, regardless of what level they join at. So that'll be fun.
It'll be great. We'll build our own little Swift Lore community. I'm very excited. Did you have any other front matter?
Nope. I don't think so.
Okay.
I think you should go first.
Me?
Yeah.
All right. I look through people's windows. Wait, did I say it wrong? Is it I look in
No, you
people's
were
windows?
right. It's just still funny to hear out loud. It is.
It's I look. Hold on. I look in people's windows.
That's a weird thing to do.
I totally got that right the first time as well.
No editing. That was a one take.
The majority of this, like, I don't have too much up top to talk about. A lot of it's
Because
just,
this is her shortest song, literally the
It
shortest
is
song in her entire
literally-
discography.
Yep, I believe it is 2 minutes and 11 seconds long.
It is, because I had looked it up because my song is the third longest song in Taylor's
Really?
discography.
Oh, we didn't even say what we're covering today.
Oh, right. I'm covering Last Kiss.
And I'm covering I Look in People's Windows.
I look
at my phone to make sure I'm saying the title right. Which preposition is it? Anyway, so this song is the 25th track off Taylor's 11th album, The Tortured Poets Department, which was released April 19th, 2024. This song is exclusive to the Anthology edition that was released at 2 a.m. You were all there.
If it's the 25th, that means, you know how since TTPD, the anthology, has 31 songs, people are like, oh, whatever your birthday is, like, that's your song.
Yes.
So this is your song.
This is my song, yeah.
Mine is I Hate It Here.
I love that
Fitting.
for you. This is also fitting for me just because I really like the song. The song has
It's a
made its
banger.
way up the ranks. And so, interesting fact about
this and me. My initial impression was I liked the song. I didn't find like anything wrong with it. I was like, that's a, she's cute sort of vibe. My first ranking, I put it at 25 on the list,
Wow.
which is interesting. And it slowly went up the ranks. It went to like, because you guys know that I rank the albums every couple of weeks just because I'm neurodivergent.
No.
It went from 25 to 22 to 12 to 6, and now it's at 4.
Wow.
Like, 4th favorite song on this album.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not that it's not a good song, but I don't think I'd rank it that high.
I don't
But
think
I also
most people
haven't
would.
ranked this album at all.
Oh, well, it's hard. It's really hard to rank this album because, like,
Every song is a banger.
every song is a banger, and also I like them for different reasons. So I mostly just rank them in, like, which ones just make me go absolutely feral inside. And this one, I don't know what it is about it. I think it's just, like, how haunting and simple it is and relatable. And I also really like her use of, is it an allegory? It's an extended metaphor throughout the song.
Yeah, I think it's an allegory.
So anyway, that's how I feel about it. It was performed live for the first and only time as a surprise song on the Eras Tour on May 29th, 2024 in Madrid, Spain, mashed up with Snow on the Beach.
Love that.
There's a lot of similarities to Death by a Thousand Cuts, both in themes and also musically. So other than like I look through the windows of this love and I look in people's windows, it also has similar beats per minute and they're in relative keys to each other.
That makes I've seen a lot of mashups of those two.
A lot of, because it goes, I look through the windows of this love and I look through people's windows. Like it's
right there.
right there. Anyway, and I love both of those songs. So there you go. This whole song is about feeling heartbroken and separate from everyone else and looking in on windows of their lives and searching for answers and yearning.
Yearning.
Oh, we love a good yearn. So now we get into the lyrics. What I love about this song is that it starts with, I had died the tiniest death, which, as we've talked
Spicy.
about on the podcast in previous times, in French, I'm going to pronounce it wrong, I'm sorry, French people, but petite mort, like the little death, meaning orgasm. So
You gotta pronounce it like you're making fun of French people, and that's the right way to pronounce it.
I'm not going to do that. French people
Nor
already
am I.
hate
I
me
was trying to
enough.
egg you on.
Anyway, love you, French people. So anyway, what was I even saying?
Sorry.
Oh, right, orgasms.
The ace person forgot about orgasms already.
The joke was right there. Okay.
And I went for it.
I don't really know how else to interpret this line because, like, I had died the littlest death. I mean, that's the little death. That's what it means.
But I think it can be a double meaning of like, it doesn't really kill. It's another Death by a Thousand Cuts parallel.
Yes.
Because it's a little death because it's 1,000.
That's true.
Cuts.
Yeah. It's sort of like, she died.
R.I.P. Hey.
I'm sorry, I had another thought and I got distracted again. The ADHD is ADHDing for real. The other thing that this reminded me of, I actually draw a lot of parallels to other songs, but specifically All Too Well. It reminds me of in the All Too Well short film when, and we talked about this in the All Too Well episode, when the guy breaks up with the girl, presumably after they'd had sex, because she's wearing his shirt and it's like in his home.
Classic man move.
And we talked about that. And so her saying, I had died the tiniest death. I spied the catch in your breath. Out, out, out. It makes me think that, like, they just hooked up and now she can see something's wrong on his face. That's how I'm interpreting it. Also, in the song Evermore, I was catching my breath, staring out an open window, catching my death. Which there's a lot of parallels there with breath, death, and windows.
Yeah.
Northbound, I got carried away as you boarded your train south. So they're headed two different directions now, taken literally. She also mentions trains a lot in other songs. So Champagne Problems, he booked the night train for a reason. The Archer, I jump from the train, I ride off the lone. And Cardigan, stepping on the last train, big ouch. All of those are like, well, I guess The Archer isn't a breakup song, but they're certainly not happy songs.
Yeah. Taylor does not fuck with trains.
She does not.
She's actually the one stopping the continental U.S. train lines from going through. She's stopping the high-speed rail herself.
Yeah, she has that power.
She's paying off the lobbyists. We all know it. I'm starting that conspiracy theory now.
The other connection that I made was to how did it end with we learned different steps of different dances. Like she got carried away northbound while he's going south. They're going apart. Then we get into the pre-chorus, a feather taken by the wind blowing, just being uncontrollably thrown every which way by forces that you can't control. That fun little feeling. Like what I kind of imagine would feel like if I was in a sensory deprivation tank.
I don't know if you'd feel like you were moving in a sensory deprivation
Oh, maybe
tank.
not. But you're still just... first of all, would you ever do that? Would you ever do it?
No.
I'm terrified.
I don't want to be alone with my thoughts. I avoid that at all costs. Why would I pay money to do it?
Yeah, I've heard it's really freaky, but also can be kind of spiritual, so I don't know. Kat and I are against sensory deprivation.
I was going to say that it kind of like also just like the line reminds me of like how like the the scene in New Moon when she gets in the waves after she jumps off the cliff.
Yeah, that's true. And that's another uncontrollable force, right?
Yeah.
Like being pulled under the current, being blown away in the wind. These metaphors that she's using to describe her emotions. Geniusly.
As she does.
I'm afflicted by the not knowing.
Just like me, for real.
Girl, same. Oh my goodness. It makes me think about how in my program, one of the things they've told us from literally day one is that everyone hates ambiguity and you just have to accept that ambiguity exists. And I hate that. I hate that I can't know everything.
I want to know, especially like in this age of instant gratification everywhere at all times. I'm like, I need to know everything all the time or else.
You know, in the age of excess, less may be best for me. So the chorus, I look through people's windows. Shit!
I'm not laughing at you messing up the line. I'm laughing at the way you're just like, I look through people's windows.
I do it. Sue me.
And I'm proud.
I look in people's windows. Gosh darn it. I don't know why I'm getting that wrong. Anyway.
It's because there's so many different ways to say the same thing, and we just got to stick with the one that Taylor chose.
Yeah. Well, in and through, I mean, you can look in a window or through a window. Both are right.
Looking in a window, you are looking through a window. So it's
you know what it is?
No matter what you say, you're right.
It's because Death by a Thousand Cuts is I look through the windows of this love.
That's
so
she's
why
switching it up on us.
Honestly, this is Taylor's fault.
Taylor, how could you do this to us? This is worse than changing the lyric in Better the Revenge and then having us spend months trying to memorize the new lyric and not muscle memory.
That's true.
Saying the old one.
Muscle memory in the throat. So, as I mentioned, I look through the windows of this love from Death by a Thousand Cuts, except now she's looking in on other people's windows because hers are boarded up and she can't see through them anymore. Or like she wants to see through them, but they're boarded up so she can't. I just think it's really interesting, the little tie in there. Also makes me think of Would've, Could've, Should've with the stained glass windows in her mind. And also, so I peer through the window in Midnight Rain.
Wow.
Literally, she talks about looking through windows a lot, guys.
Because I think, and my song in a way relates to that too, because she does a really good job of like creating like snapshot capturing of moments. And I feel like looking through a window is a really good metaphor.
Right,
or
exactly.
Even looking in a window.
Better yet. Anyway, in this case, in this whole song, she could be talking about like literally looking through a window into another person's home, or there's the other read if she's talking about social media. It's both. So like a lot of times in this day and age, you can scroll through Instagram and literally look in windows of people's lives. But on social media, people are only posting the best parts of their life, the parts of their life that they want people to look in on. So we've got Transfixed by Rose Gold and Glows. I love this line, first of all.
Insane.
In terms of color, like there's rose-colored glasses, which we've talked about in previous episodes being like you're only seeing what you want to see, or you're blinded by your feelings, basically. And then golden, which is used in Daylight with I used to think love would be burning red, but it's golden burning bread. I used to think love would be burning bread.
You're having a stroke or overcooking your toast. If you wake up in a house that's full of smoke, don't panic.
Call me up and tell me a joke.
I have the Don't Panic sweater that has the house on fire on it, and anytime I wear it, I have to explain Bo Burnham to people.
Oh, but that's my favorite thing to do. So anyway, back to Bo lore.
That's going to be next year's birthday episode. It's going to be inside.
Oh my God, I thought about it for this year. Did you know that Bo's middle name is Pickering?
How is Phoebe Bridgers going to work that into a song? This is what we need. This is what America needs answers, Phoebe. How are you going to incorporate Pickering into the song?
Bo Pickering Burnham. I found that
His
out.
name's Robert too, which
Robert
is like,
Pickering Burnham.
Do his parents hate him?
I just
Like,
think
are they
it's
just like,
got to be a
"Fuck this
family
kid"?
name. It's got to be a family name. I don't think they would just look at a baby and go, "This one's a Pickering."
Maybe it's like his mom's maiden name or something.
It could be.
It sounds like a last name. Anyway,
Sorry. No, that was on me. That was on me.
I had a serious thought about rose gold.
Okay, do share.
It's like jewelry is made out of rose gold, such as wedding rings. That was the whole thought.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's correct. That's another valid thought. All your thoughts are valid. Anyway, there's also the song Gold Rush. So this feeling of love being golden. And now she's transfixed by these rose golden glows. She's looking through, whether it be social media or peering in another person's window and seeing them. Like later in the song, literally the next line, they have their friends over to drink nice wine. So she's seeing these things that she wants, but from the outside.
Oh, watch your life in pictures like I used to watch you sleep.
Yeah.
I honestly didn't realize how many parallels there were between our songs until we started recording.
It
Because we
always
just
be
kind of
like that.
randomly chose, not randomly, we chose Last Kiss, and then we were like, we need a song from TTPD that fits the vibe.
Yeah. And this is what I chose because I love the song.
As you should.
But yeah, I feel like any two Taylor songs, you could probably find parallels though.
True.
Anyway, I don't know why, but having friends over to drink nice wine, it reminds me from Anti-Hero. At tea time, everybody agrees. So like maybe she's looking through these windows, wondering what they're talking about. Are they talking about her? Are they talking about how much she sucks?
Yeah, because all that she can get from the picture that she saw is that they're drinking nice wine. She knows nothing else about the night. And she doesn't even try to like guess anything else about it. She's like, you have your friends over and you're all drinking nice wine.
Yep.
I wonder what that's like.
Exactly.
Couldn't be me.
So I look in people's windows in case you're at their table. Like, this is the real thing she's looking for. She's looking for love. She's looking for her partner that she misses. And unfortunately, Genius pointed out, from Lover, at every table I'll save you a seat, but now he could be at someone else's table.
And also, like, she's looking in trying to see if he's happy without her. Like, she's so stuck in this, and all she wants to know is if he moved on and if he's okay without her.
Exactly, which she does say later in the song, too. And it's so sad.
Yeah.
It's really sad. This line, "What if your eyes looked up and met mine one more time?" also hurts me a lot because Taylor talks a lot in her songs about first meetings and locking eyes and feeling that thing. And so she's basically just begging for that to happen one more time. Like, she just wants him to notice her one more time.
It's born from one single glance, but it dies and it dies and it dies.
Exactly. A million little times.
Mm-hmm.
And so she wants that spark to reignite again because she thinks that if he looks at me one more time, then I think like maybe we can get back what we had. Or alternatively, it's like that thing where, you know, you break up with someone, but then you keep seeing them and then the breakup takes like 6 months
Yeah.
because you're just like, one more time. What if I met up with them one more time?
This is going to be my closure.
It doesn't work.
And then it isn't. It never is.
You can't, in breakups, you just kind of have to do it and then cut them out for a while. Like, that's the only way.
That's why I always soft launch my breakups by mentally distancing myself first.
Too real. We get to the second verse. "You had stopped and tilted your head. I still ponder what it meant." I think this whole song is her thinking about those little things that she's trying to find meaning in, like playing through every single memory she has of this relationship and being like, what if I'd done something different? What did this mean? What if I misinterpreted this? What if he really meant this? Like, after she died the tiniest death and saw the catch in his breath, and now she's like, well, what about when he tilted his head to the side? Like, what does it mean?
And then it's like, because you would rather that you misinterpreted something that you're now seeing rather than there was no signs.
Exactly.
I gave so many signs.
Exactly. Oh, wow. I got chills. Yeah. It's like looking back and running through the memories being like, where did it go wrong? How did I miss that things were going wrong? What happened? We started off so happy. She remembers it all too well.
She's got a good memory. We know this.
It's true. She does. I tried searching faces on streets. What are the chances you'd be downtown? Mood. I consistently go places and I'm just like, what if I ran into...
No, literally. I think that's why, like, sometimes I'm like, I need to look like a person if I go, like, if I'm going to like Target or like the grocery store, it's like I need to be looking like a human being, because the times when I don't look like a human being is when I run into people.
I also love how she mentioned specifically downtown, because it could be taken as just, you know, a one-off line that happens to rhyme with now. So that's what she chose it. But in Cardigan, she says to kiss in cars in downtown bars. And then in Guilty as Sin, there's downtown lights. So it's possible that downtown was a place they used to go together. And her saying, what are the chances that I run into him downtown?
Down on Cornelia Street. What
She
are the
knows
chances?
that she might run into him, and she just wants to see him one more time.
That, like, when you get all dressed up and you go to the places where your ex might be.
Yeah.
That happened to me once, where I went out after I had broken up with somebody, and it was like night out. Like, my Brienne, friend of the pod, bestie Brienne, came up and we like went to this house party, and then my ex showed up, but I didn't even see them. They walked in. I looked hot as hell. Like, I will tell you, it was a good look. Walked in. I'm hot as hell. I'm drunk. They immediately left. And I only found out that they came in because also the party that the house was at, they used to live there, and then it had just moved out with like no notice, so all the housemates hated them. So like, why also would you go to... Anyways, so then like somebody came up with me and was just like, oh, your ex was just here. And I was like, yeah, I thought the vibes were off. I don't know.
I felt something in the force.
And then me and Brienne taught a bunch of undergrad men how to do the Renegade dance, because this was March 2020. This was like the week before the pandemic.
Wow.
It was probably one of my last parties pre-pandemic, and I spent it teaching random men the Renegade because I thought it was really funny. I was right. It was really funny because they were terrible at it, and they were trying so hard to be good at it because me and Brienne looked really hot. They wanted to impress us.
No, that's amazing. What a time to be alive.
I'm just oops all tangents today. I'm like, you have a short song.
That's every day, Kat.
I can talk
every
more.
day. And also that's true, because I'm through most of my notes already.
As if I don't have a 6-minute song to cover. Sorry.
Right. No, we'll have time.
It's fine.
This pre-chorus of, does it feel all right to not know me? Oh, because that's exactly what we were talking about before. Like, just between us, did the love affair maim you too? Mr. Perfectly Fine. Like, how's your heart after breaking mine? She's just like, do you even care? Does it hurt you like it hurts me?
All that I know is I don't know how to be something you miss.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Yeah. Also, like, he never thinks of me except when I'm on TV. Like, she's just begging to be noticed and known, and for this other person to care, because she cares so deeply.
Yeah. To be loved is to be known. And like, is it all right to not know me? Is it okay to not love me anymore? Like, do you feel okay? Do you not feel as brokenhearted and destroyed as I do?
Exactly. Followed immediately by, I'm addicted to the if only, which is just
me.
like...
Me?
Yeah.
Me shooting the if onlys right to the vein.
Me and my maladaptive daydreaming be like...
Earlier today, this is why I don't want to do sensory deprivation tank, to bring it back to before. I was alone with my thoughts for like several minutes, and I just started running through greatest hits of all my regrets.
Oh my goodness.
Like, unprompted, nothing reminded me of it. I was just like, man, remember that fucked up thing you did in 8th grade? What about sophomore year of college? What about senior year of college?
Oh no.
And then I was just like, I should do things again.
Well, I mean,
And then I went back to working and played Smallest Man Who Ever Lived for a little pick me up.
that is a good pick me up. You got to fill yourself with rage to get over the depression, you know?
Exactly. Because those are the only 2 emotions.
It's true. Well,
5 stages of grief. You mean 2?
truly. Although one of my favorite things that one of my therapists taught me was that depression is anger turned inwards. So like if we don't want to be angry at people, instead we're just like, actually I'm the worst. Then we're depressed. So think on that for a bit.
I will. I have a lot to think about. I think we gotta stop recording. Abby, you can't drop the secondhand therapy on me and expect me to be okay.
So sorry. Anyway, maybe that'll come up next time. You're in the shower. Were you in the shower before? Did I make that up?
You made that up.
Come on.
I was hanging up hang dry clothes.
Oh, okay.
But I didn't mention that.
Okay.
I was in the bathroom hanging up clothes.
I just
so you know
pictured when the water's on you and you're just thinking about your regrets. Like that's what I was picturing.
That's usually when my regrets come up, but this time it was a surprise attack.
That's true. Wow.
Sorry, continue.
Hate those. All right.
I'm addicted to the if onlys.
Right. Yes. Okay. So it's a banger of a line because she's addicted to what could have happened, but it's not reality. So she gets her fix looking in people's windows. Sad. Also, we were something, don't you think so, from the one. Would have been fun if you would have been the one. And then we get to the final chorus. I look in people's windows like I'm some deranged weirdo. I'm a creep.
I'm a weirdo.
Also felt this. Tag yourself. I'm a deranged weirdo. Like, mood. Also mentions of being crazy in other songs. Like, obviously, there's Mad Woman, Champagne Problems with What a Shame She's Fucked in the Head, Fortnite, and also Who's Afraid of Little Old Me with You Wouldn't Last an Hour in the Asylum Where They Raised Me. So, lots of references to her feeling like a deranged weirdo or insane or crazy or anything.
I mean, the Fortnite music video was literally set at a psych ward. I was supposed to get sent away, but they forgot to come and get me. She was too busy looking at people's windows, and they just kind of forgot about her.
She's right where you left me. Ow!
Ouch!
And then, for whatever reason, I find this line to be the most heartbreaking. I attend Christmas parties from outside. I think that's the most heartbreaking line in this song. And I wrote, this is a narrative form because I wrote this and I said, okay, Abby, I see you. So Taylor canonically loves Christmas. I love my use of canon. Anyway, we know Taylor loves Christmas. She grew up on a Christmas tree farm. She adores it, right? Now she's attending her favorite events from outside. So she's either not invited to these events anymore, which reminds me of Hits Different, where she's like, I stopped getting invitations. Or she's dissociating and attending these events, but now she feels like she's not actually there, like she's dissociating.
She feels like an outsider because she
Exactly.
doesn't have the person with her anymore.
So she's doing this thing that she really enjoys, but she can't like enjoy it like she used to. She's attending Christmas parties from outside. And it reminds me of like, you know, those times where you're having a bad day and you are somewhere physically, but mentally you're like living out fantasies in your head.
Yeah. I hate it here, so I will go to secret gardens in my mind.
Exactly. So the last line is, what if your eyes looked up and met mine one more time? So once again, she's just addicted to the idea that they could have one more moment, and it's very sad. I love this song.
It's such a good song.
It's really good. Discussion question. Have you ever stalked your ex's social media?
Yes.
Maybe
Maliciously.
Stalked is a heavy word. Have you looked at another person, or an ex's social media?
Yes. So the way that I used to do it on Twitter is that when I hated people or like, so this was like friends and exes, I would mute them on Twitter so I would never accidentally see their stuff. But then when I was in a little stalkery mood, I would go on Twitter and I'd go to my muted list and I would just go down it.
Interesting.
So I would do that, and usually it would be me being like, still doing better. I'm having a bad day. Let me go check up on my ex, and then I'd immediately feel better about myself.
I think I've done it, but I don't have a lot of exes that use social media a lot, but I've definitely done it with ex-friends.
You know, we've all been there. I think that it's very common. I think like that idea of wanting just a piece of somebody that you used to love, even if you know you can't like have them again, knowing that you can get part of them is really, I mean, it's not necessarily healthy to do that, but like it's very understandable and real.
Yeah, definitely. And I also like, I've done this thing now where I block people after we break up and just, or like unfriend them, like just get them away. so that even if I want to see their stuff again, I can't unless I want to like go back and unblock or refriend, which my shame just can't take.
That's smart. That's the healthy thing to do.
You know, I try. I feel like at this point in life, I have to be like, I have to practice what I preach.
Fair enough.
As a counselor. So anyway, that was I Look Through People's Windows.
Last Kiss.
Let me be your last. Yeah. Baby, let me be your last first kiss.
Last Kiss is song number 13 on Speak Now and Speak Now Taylor's version. I already mentioned this, but this is Taylor's third longest song. The only songs longer than it are Dear John and All Too Well 10-minute version.
Oh, interesting.
And I Look in People's Windows is in fact her shortest.
Wow.
I found a playlist earlier that was like, because I looked at the song and I was like, man, this is 6 minutes long. Like, that's a really long song. And I Googled it and then I found a playlist that is Taylor's entire discography from the shortest song to the longest song.
Oh, that's amazing.
So that exists on Spotify. I already lost it, but I know it's there.
I love that. Whoever did that, amazing.
This song was on the set list for the Speak Now tour. And it was a surprise song in Charlottesville, Virginia on September 14th, 2013 for the Red Tour. And then it was also a surprise song on the Eras Tour. Eras Tour, what? I sound so fucking Rochesterian right there. On the Eras Tour. God, what the spirit of Rochester possessed me. It was an Eras Tour surprise song, July 8th, 2023 in Kansas City, Missouri. Because obviously, you know, July 9th is in the song, so she was like, can't let another July 9th go without playing the song. Wait, did I write that down right? I feel like I thought she played it on July 9th.
That would make sense. It's also why we are talking about it today.
And also why our Patreon is launching on July 9th.
Yes.
In terms of personal connections, I actually don't associate this with any breakup because when I'm going through a breakup, I don't listen to breakup music usually. And I especially don't listen to this song because it would emotionally wreck me if I was genuinely upset and I listened to this song.
Yeah. Yeah. You're more of a watch Midsummer and listen to like songs about being a girl boss.
Yeah,
sort of vibe.
That's exactly how I am after like any serious breakup. I remember my last serious breakup, I made 2 playlists. It was Sad Bitch and Bad Bitch. And then I just only I think I listened to the Sad Bitch playlist like one time. I also had a roommate that like I did not feel comfortable crying in front of. We had separate rooms. So it was whatever, flatmate, if you will. But so I just listened to my Bad Bitch playlist over and over again. And then I shoved all those feelings away. And then I listened to All Too Well 10-minute version for the first time, like almost 2 years after our breakup, and had a full mentee me.
Oh, wow, yeah.
But I'm not going to talk about that on my podcast. So we're just going to cut straight to the lyrics because this is a long song.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's get into it.
So my overall interpretation is just Speak Now, like as a whole, is to me like Taylor's coming of age album. It's like the first time that she's experiencing a lot of things as an adult and not as a teenage like child. So like this song is like when you're old enough that a relationship, thinking about it lasting forever, is slightly more than just like a romantic idea, but at the same time you don't know how to hold back parts of yourself like you do when you get a little bit older and you have like, you figure out why I'm guarded, mine, like you start holding pieces of yourself back until you can like fully trust someone, because if you don't, then things like this happen where like you planned this life together in your head and you're like, oh, they're always going to be around, and then you break up and you're left with this like complete reeling of like, I never thought that things were going to end, so I only made plans with you in them.
Yeah.
I still remember that look on your face. Again, Taylor, first line, scene setting, we love to see it. And she's just saying like, I still remember that look on your face. So that kind of implies like some distance from the relationship of like, she's still mourning it, but it's not something that would be expected of her to remember it. She's like, I'm remembering like this small little moment. I still remember the look on your face, this moment that doesn't happen anymore because we're no longer together.
I spied the catch in your breath.
Exactly. Lit through the darkness at 1:58. I love how she uses hyper specific details in her love songs, because you listen to it and like, even if you did not have a specific 158 connection, then you're still like thinking about specific times that like are special to you and special moments that you just have these like random details that you really remember. And I think also part of it is just like the way that she's remembering these moments so clearly is like she's almost torturing herself with her own memories of like, I remember the look on your face, lit through the darkness, 158, the words that you whispered for just us to know. You told me you loved me.
Ow.
So like it wasn't like him saying I love you wasn't this like performative thing. He wasn't doing it to show off for their friends, whatever. It's like it's the two of them alone. It's late at night. It's almost 2:00 in the morning. They're just laying there and he's saying I love you. You told me you loved me, so why did you go away?
Oh, that hurts me.
It's such a like vulnerable question that I think you can only ask when you're like 19 years old.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like I love Speak Now. I'm once again a meme of myself. But yeah, just like that you said that you love me, so why did you go away? And like not understanding how somebody can love you and still leave you is such a like when you're growing up and coming of age and you're realizing like just because you love someone doesn't mean that that's enough. There's an Ash song called Love Is Not Enough, and it's just like this whole song that's just like love wasn't enough to keep us together. Like that there are other factors when you're building a life with someone other than just being in love.
Yeah.
So why'd you go away? And then she goes, away. Just to reiterate the distance between the two of them. It's a very long away. I do recall now the smell of the rain. Fresh on the pavement. The smell of like when it's really hot out in the summer and then it rains and like everything like it's sizzling in the little bit and it like smells so good. And I love how she caught like again with like picking up on the little details. She's going 5 senses on us.
Yeah, this
she's
is really
got
descriptive.
she's got the smell of the pavement. And also, like, so you've got the smell, you've got the sight of the rain on the pavement, ran off the plane, and then that July 9th, and then also, like, the feeling of, like, the beat of your heart. She's got, like, 3 of the 5 senses right there. What am I missing?
It's a very descriptive song. Taste.
She has pretty much everything except for taste. But they did kiss. Nope, they didn't. So, implied kiss.
Sorry, just that she has pretty much everything except for taste. It's a brutal roast in a different context. Now stay in the corner and think about what you did.
Exactly. Better than Revenge Cats version coming soon. I ran fresh on the pavement. I ran off the plane. To me, this line, like, not only is she getting off the plane immediately running to him, he's also there. Like, he came to meet her at the airport, which shows, like, a level of care and consideration that somebody who doesn't love you is just not going to go through that trouble.
Yeah.
Like, they're not going to be saying I love you in the middle of the night when nobody else is there, and they're not going to be waiting at the tarmac for you to touch down on your private jet. That July 9th, the beat of your heart, it jumps through your shirt, I can still feel your arms. Like, just the image of her running off of a plane and, like, leaping into someone's arms. And, like, her being, like, I can still remember how it felt to be held by you. And, like, I remember the date and the time. And I remember all of these, like, specific details. So, like, how is it that this will never happen again? Like, how is that possible?
I keep thinking about the Tortured Poets Department song. Where like you took the ring off my middle finger and put it on the one you put wedding rings on. I'm butchering that lyric.
No, that was right.
And
that's the closest I've come to my heart exploding.
Who's gonna hold you like me? I just keep thinking about that.
Yeah. Yeah, because she's saying like this specific moment. Who's gonna remember this moment like me?
Yeah, and also just like feeling so viscerally her heart exploding, like when someone tells you they love you for the first time at 2 a.m.
Yeah. And then the pre-chorus, which is fucking brutal. But now I'll go sit on the floor wearing your clothes. Like, I am a return everything immediately when we go through a breakup kind of person. So, like, I haven't done this to myself. But I kind of have once because I had an ex that, like, gave me a flannel that like she was just getting rid of. And then after we broke up, I was like wearing it and crying, as you do. So I've experienced this, even though I was very purposely not listening to the song. But like that need to feel close to someone, even though you know, like they're not, I can still feel your arms, but I can't actually feel your arms anymore. So instead I'm going to wear your clothes and pretend like it's you.
Yeah.
It's an ouch.
It is an ouch. I also, I keep thinking of the song Hits Different because I love that song so much. When she says cried over a hat. Anyway.
She's so real for that. No, she's so, like, yeah. When you stumble across something your ex forgot and then you're just like, oh no, emotions. All that I know is I don't know how to be something you miss. In the first verse, she's like bringing up all of these specific times they're so in love, and to point out, like she's trying to get you to understand before she says this why she's so lost right now. Like she needs you to understand why she wasn't prepared for this at all. She's like, this is the person who whispered they loved me at 2:00 in the morning, and this is the person who waited at the tarmac for my plane to land and like swept me off of my feet. Like I wasn't ready for them to leave me. Like I wasn't prepared for it. I didn't know it was coming.
Yeah.
Never saw it coming, wouldn't have suspected it.
I'm also thinking like she wants to be someone that he misses and maybe is questioning whether or not he misses her. And she's like, how do I become someone that you miss?
Yeah.
Ow.
This line is just the pain of being 19 and being all in a relationship and then realizing that the other person was not on the same page. Been there, done that. Got the... Anyways. Into the chorus. Very short chorus for such a long song. I never thought we'd have a last kiss. You said forever and always. Back up, baby, back up. Did you forget everything? This is all the shit you're forgetting.
Is it heard the chorus really only one line?
It's 3.
Oh, okay.
But still, very short comparatively.
This is a Speak Now song, which means I don't know it as well as I know
Fair enough.
Lover On.
Never imagined we'd end like this. Because she thought they were going to be together forever. So she's picturing like this life where they get married and they have kids and they grow old and they die holding hands like the old people in the Notebook. But she's blindsided and he's moving on. Your name, forever the name on my lips. Like after a breakup, when you're readjusting to life without somebody that used to be there all the time, and it's like you go to text them and then realize like I can't do that, or you go to like oh, you forgot this on the like you forgot your hat, and then you're like, oh, they can't take it because they left me. Like those little moments that just their names on your lips and you're like, I'm never going to get over this. You're forever the name on my lips. And that's the whole chorus. It's just those 3 lines.
That's all you need.
And now the next verse. I do remember the swing of your step, the life of the party, you're showing off again. Like
you're on a late night show, perhaps?
But the thing is, she's fond about this memory. Like all these memories in here are so nostalgic and she's so fond of them.
Yeah.
Like there's no anger.
That's true.
There's no bitterness or anger, which I think is what makes this song so painful, is just that it's so like genuine and heartfelt and real that it's like, it's hard. It's a hard listen because you're like, it's just so like visceral in a way. But again, like she's noticing like, I do remember the swing of your step. Like she's remembering these little, like the way that he walks and the way that he's like the life of the party. Like most people would be like, oh yeah, like he's the life of the party. But she's like, he's showing off. He's walking with this little swing in his step. He's got a little swagger going. Like he's having such a good time. And I roll my eyes and then you pull me in. It's so fond. It's so fond. It's so Grumpy Sunshine.
No, it is.
It's so like he's being like ridiculous and showing off and everyone's watching him, but he's looking at her. Ooh,
when the sun came up, you were looking at me.
You're looking at me. Okay.
Oh, I remember.
But just that idea of like he's there showing off to everybody, but as soon as she's like, "Oh my God, you're being ridiculous," he's just like, "Hee hee hee, yes I am." Whipped. I'm not much for dancing, but for you I did. She tried new things for him. She was trying to be brave and like do this thing that's out of her comfort zone. And you know, dancing, we've already talked a lot about like Dancing on Speak Now. It's a Never Grow Up. It's not in like Meet Me in the Pouring Rain, like Kiss Me on the Side, like that whole like idea of dancing in the rain.
But also, I don't want to dance if I'm not dancing with you.
That was going to be my next.
Oh, sorry.
No, that's fine. That's fine. I was taking a while to get there.
sorry.
No, because that's like, some people theorize that this song and Holy Ground are about the same person.
Yes. We said that in episode 1.
Oh, yeah.
Which is wild to think about because now we're on episode 39.
39? But yeah, like that idea of her loving dancing because he made her love dancing. Like, I don't want to dance if I'm not dancing with you. Like, she only liked it when it was with him. Because I loved your handshake meeting my father. Second Scott mention on Speak Now. Got mine. Got this. This is Scott's era for real. I love how you walk with your hands in your pockets. She's down so bad. Astronomically bad.
Yeah, like really that's all it takes.
You like that his hands are cold and he puts them in his pocket when he walks? Like that's a bit much, Tay. How you'd kiss me when I was in the middle of saying something. There's not a day I don't miss those rude interruptions.
That was a rude interruption.
I had to yawn, but then I like scared myself. I like had sleep apnea well awake. I went to inhale and I like inhaled my tongue and I was like choking.
Yeah, that was really spooky.
I went through all 5 stages right there.
Okay, sorry. Rude interruptions.
How you'd kiss me when I was in the middle of saying something. There's not a day I don't miss those rude interruptions. Like, she's just like, that was an annoying thing where I was talking and then you cut me off by kissing me. I think we've talked about this before, about how if someone did that to me, I would throat punch them.
Yeah, I think it was stay, where it's just like, you're cute when you're angry sort of vibes.
Yeah, it's kind of the same vibe to me of like, I'm in the middle of saying something and you're kissing. It can be cute depending on the context, but like, she describes them as rude interruptions and she's like, I miss them. Like she's saying, if I could only have you, if you keep doing this annoying habit, then I will let you do your annoying habit. I'm not gonna like, I even miss it.
I think the only reason why I want people to cut me off while I'm talking to kiss me is because of Princess Diaries. I think that really changed me and who I am as a person.
That's so valid.
I was so in love with Michael in the Princess Diaries. Oh my gosh, so in love. And also Mia.
I was like, wow, her hair got so shiny. Very pretty moose. Wah. Wah. And then the pre-chorus is still heartbreaking and the same. The chorus is still heartbreaking and the same. And then...
oh, God. No.
The bridge. So I'll watch your life in pictures like I used to watch you sleep. I have 4 notes for this.
Okay.
This is one of the most painful lines Taylor has ever written, in my opinion. And like this whole song I've already said is like pictures, it's snapshots of these moments. And now she's looking through people's windows. She has a distance. She's no longer a part of any of these moments that he's making, any fond memories that he has. She's not going to be there for. She can only see it in pictures where she used to say I love you to him at 2:00 in the morning and then he'd fall asleep and she's watching him sleep thinking about how much she loves him. And now she's cut off from that. She can only watch his life in pictures.
Wow.
And like when you break up with someone and you thought you were going to be with them forever and then you break up and then you have to watch their life from a distance and like you realize how many like little things you're missing. Like I had a thought like a couple weeks ago 'cause a friend from college like posted on her story of like a picture of her cat and I was like, I don't know the name of her cat and I used to like stay up all night talking with this person, like we were really good friends in like college, and now I'm like, I have no idea anything about your life. Like I could not tell you her cat's name. I couldn't tell you her boyfriend's name even though I know him or knew him in college, whatever. Anyways, like, you know, it's you forget these little things and it's just like you're watching their life in pictures but you're not getting the full story and you know that you're not.
Exactly. Yeah. Very similar to my song.
Yeah. And also there's a trend on TikTok with that a like snippet of that sound with older siblings posting their like younger siblings when they like went away to college and like realized they were gonna like miss parts of their life. Yeah. Yup. Just a little ouchie for you. And I feel you forget me like I used to feel you breathe. And like kind of continuing off the last thing of like, not only are you not learning the new things about this person's life, but you're also forgetting the little details. And every time that you can't remember something about them, you realize that they probably have also forgotten little things about you, and they only have these like snapshot memories of you the way that you have of them.
Yeah.
And I'll keep up with our old friends just to ask them how you are. Kind of rude. To be real. Kind of a dick move, Taylor.
Yeah.
I get it.
You know, that reminds me of, you might have not listened to this Orla song, Orla Gartland, but New Friends. Did you ever listen to that one? It's all about how like her life and his life and how like, you know, their mutual friend said that he was working at a bar and now she has new friends. And it's a really good song to listen to it. I could just recite the whole thing right now. I won't, but listen to it.
Love it. Hope it's nice where you are. There's this quote from a poet named Audrey Emmett. I hope you get everything you ever wanted, and I hope I never hear a thing about it. And that's kind of like what this whole thing is giving. And I hope the sun shines and it's a beautiful day and something reminds you you wish you had stayed. This is the only like little bit of pettiness in the song is like, I hope that you're having like, I hope it's nice where you are, and I hope the sun shines and it's a beautiful day, and then you regret leaving me. Like, I hope that you rue the day. Rue it.
I think Dinkelberg.
I was going iCarly, but
I know.
But it had the same energy.
Direction. I feel like, I don't know if I read that as petty. I think that she's just wishing that he cares.
And also she's wishing that like a beautiful day would remind him of her.
Because all these beautiful moments remind her of him.
Exactly. You can plan for a change in the weather and time, but I never planned on you changing your mind. Ouch.
Ow. That hurts.
Yeah, like as a type A overplanner when it comes to like vacations or like outdoor plans or anything, this hurts. This feels like a personal attack.
Yeah.
She just has like a person-shaped hole in all of her plans for the future because she was writing him into her plans and he was not doing the same.
Yeah, and also it's like you can plan for things like, well, we can go to the park, but if it's raining, we'll stay in and watch a movie, and you can make those adjustments. And
you can be like, oh, I want to sleep in, so you know what, let's go for brunch instead of breakfast. Like,
right, you can change, and she's fine with that. She's accepted that, but she could never have planned about what she's gonna do with her life now that he's not in it.
Yeah. And then it goes into the pre-chorus again. She's sitting on the floor wearing his clothes, and then the outro is. So it's the last line of the chorus, your name, forever the name on my lips. And the outro is just like our last kiss. Forever the name on my lips. Forever the name on my lips. Just like our last. Because you go to say kiss, and then you realize she's not saying it. And then, so the last kiss.
Because he cut her off while she was talking.
Oh. I was thinking more like when you're singing along, and you go, just like our last kiss. And then you realize that she's not saying kiss. So then the last kiss is literally stuck on your lips.
Yeah, that's true.
But also, yes, he cut her off in the middle of saying something. Damn.
Wow.
And so that's Last Kiss. My discussion question, what's a really like hyper specific memory with an ex or just like someone that you loved in some way that's just like was this little snapshot of perfection, whatever else went wrong in the relationship, like you have that little itty bitty moment.
Oh, we're gonna get personal. Okay.
Do you want me to go first?
Yeah, go first.
I had an ex that I met their parents, and like we went on this really cute date, and then we were driving home and we were listening to the album Cause I Love You by Lizzo, and the first song was playing, and which is Cause I Love You, and both of us were like mum the entire time because we both wanted to say I love you to the other, but we were both nervous about it. So we just sat there in silence for the entirety of the song and then said I love you like an hour later, which was like very cute and very funny because both of us were like, is that why you were quiet during Cause I Love You? Like, it was a shitty relationship, but that was really fucking cute.
Yeah, I think I do. I'm trying to think of like the real heartbreaks I've had in my life.
I mean, it doesn't have to be the real heartbreaks.
For this song, it does.
That's true. That's true. But it also can be something that felt like a real heartbreak at the time, and then looking back, you're like, it didn't really make a dent on me.
I remember my first relationship, which happened when I was 19. My first like big serious relationship. At the end of our anniversary, like our first anniversary, I cried. I was so sad that it was over because I had such a nice day with them. Like we just spent the day together. We went to the park. We might have gone bowling or something. Like, I don't know. We just had this really nice anniversary and I was so sad that it was over. And then we broke up like not too long after that.
It really be like that sometimes.
It really do.
But at least you had that nice memory.
Yeah. It was overall good.
Net positive. And so that's it for this week.
Wow.
I was gonna be like, that was a short one, but it definitely wasn't.
It was shorter than other things we've done.
True.
So anyway.
So, like we mentioned.
Oh, hit songs.
Right. Yeah. Should we do hint songs before we do outro stuff?
Yeah.
So my hint song for next week is Please, Please, Please by Sabrina Carpenter.
Mine is Maneater by Hall & Oates. Sorry, I'm laughing
by
because...
Hall & Oates, not by Nelly Furtado?
No, I was thinking that one too, but I was thinking the one that goes, whoa, here she comes.
Oh, that makes so much more sense.
I see why you were confused now. Earlier.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like we mentioned at the beginning of the episode, our Patreon is launching tomorrow. If you're listening to this the day it comes out. If you're not listening to the day it comes out, our Patreon is already out there. It's already happening and you should join it because next week we'll be like potentially like reading people's names off.
That would be wild.
Yeah, because we're recording after
true.
After Patreon goes live.
Oh my goodness.
We'll have our next week will be the day one Patreon people.
Wow.
It's gonna be so embarrassing if nobody shows up and then we have to be like nobody signed up for the Patreon.
We might just make up names.
You know what? It's fine. At least my mom will join.
So thank you to Tony Baloney and Oyster.
And print out of Oyster smiling.
Shakespeare.
Celery Man himself.
Cat's mom.
I like that you think that my mom wouldn't use her full government name.
She doesn't go by Cat's mom? Like
generally no.
Oh gosh. Well, anyway, come join us that we have names to read.
Yes. Just give us something to do. We don't have enough going on.
We just have so much free time.
I just love it's so 27 of us to have so much free time.
So much.
So wherever you're listening, give us a review. If you're on Apple Podcasts, you can do a little written review. We say this every week, but when you do it, we send it back and forth as a screenshot, and then we go, oh my God.
That's true. Even when you send us DMs, like someone just DM'd us today being like, someone mentioned Buffy and I thought of you. And we were like,
that's literally iconic. Please, I hope the sun shines in a beautiful day and something reminds you of Swift Lore Podcast. You said it's a DM. That's what Taylor meant.
Yes, definitely.
So you can DM us and follow us on Instagram at SwiftLorePod.
Or look at our cute little videos, such as the one of us smashing a windshield to the smallest man who ever lived bridge on TikTok at SwiftLorePod.
And that's all, folks.
Yeah, sure is.
We'll catch you on the flip-flop.
Crispy high five.
Crispy high five.
I don't know why I made that word 2 words. I got really scared. Okay.
Sorry, I was just trying to...
No, I'm sorry. We can do this.
How did you move your hand sideways? You went, oh, here's my hand. Oh, gotcha. I was going to hit you in the face.
Really just
No, it was worse. You had your hand in front of your face, and then you moved it to the side, away from your face.
I want to be smacked.
Followed through, I would have smacked you. That would not have been a crispy high five.
Okay. We can do this. All right.
Crispy enough. Bye. You moved. I was like, I almost hit you.